Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy doesnt, and it's been a long time since I've made a video. It's called YouTube, but I forgot what platform I was on, because I've been streaming for so dang long. You think I'd be on Twitch, but I'm not. So it's been a very long time, and a lot of things happened in my life. I have facial hair everywhere, I have to shave, and all that other crazy stuff, right? But just before all of that, I just want to say thank you guys for all the support. I really do appreciate it. 700 subs is a long way from where I was before, and 1,000's coming up, and that's what I'm excited for. I can't wait for 1,000 subs. So I'm gonna try to keep it up. I'm gonna try to keep streaming. I know that I always say that. I always say I'm gonna make a new video, or I'm gonna stream on this day, and I just don't. And then it just doesn't. Usually stuff in my life pops up, or sometimes I'm just not feeling the best. I'm very weird whenever it comes to that stuff, but hey, you know, a lot of time has passed. I've become an absolute degenerate. As you can see in the background, I love anime. I even have a 02 thing over there, okay? So I am a complete degenerate, you know what I'm saying? But I want to talk about a more serious type of YouTube video topic. This sun is mad annoying. I want to try to talk about a more serious-ish YouTube topic. Because I feel like games aren't fun anymore, and I kind of want to talk about the reason why I think that is, or why, or maybe games are still fun for you, right? But for me personally, games are just not fun anymore. But up until recently, with a couple of quite amazing releases, to be honest. So let's get the elephant out of the room, and I'm pretty sure that we all know what the first topic I'm gonna bring up is the pandemic. A lot of things have changed since COVID-19 has entered our world. For like what, pushing on 3 years now? COVID needs to go. COVID needs to go. Jesus, I want to do things and I can't because stuff keeps getting closed. Or like the other day, 6 classes closed because of COVID, and it keeps opening and closing back up. But point is, a COVID happened, and a lot of developers, I feel like, have been getting a lot more lazier with just making DLC or just making half-assed things for games after they come out, or like releasing games that is just not complete, like Cyberpunk 20-something 2. Man, I don't even care about that game. I wasn't really anticipating it. I didn't even know it existed before it popped up over the internet. That game was a mess, and many others was a mess too, like Battlefield 2042. Games just have been coming out in the most unreleased, lazy state, and I understand that the pandemic affects that, but it's just it kind of sucks, because you're just like, I kind of miss the days of getting my PS3, getting my Xbox 360, getting my Wii, popping in a disc and playing that. I miss popping in a disc and being able to play it and have, because even if the games did have bugs or glitches in it was like fun stuff, you know what I mean? Or stuff that like speedrunners would do, you know what I mean? Not like literally, wow, my save file got deleted. This game's quite literally unplayable. So I feel like the pandemic has infected a lot of people and a lot of developers. The director behind Super Smash Brothers, Masahiro Sakurai, he even said that their team had to work in a different way because of the pandemic. So that's definitely one thing that I feel like games are not fun anymore. So coming up on the second topic, I also think that it's just, part of it is a nostalgia factor. Like I remember first getting my Nintendo Switch. And all I had was my Switch and the Joy-Cons, and I would always pop it up in the tabletop mode, and I would just play it just like that, because it was exciting. Like, it was like new, you know? Smash was the first game I spent I've never spent so many hours on a video game ever before in my life. I mean, until Smash came along, right? Right, so these days I have to do so many reviews. I have to do just like little Game Boy review. I have to review my gaming chair in the back. I have to review my Xbox Series S, the next gen console. You know how it is. The point is, because I gotta bring it back. My point is, games are just different now, and you know, there's been a lot of half-budget releases or kind of the same game, and I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but right now I'm playing through Watch Dogs Legion. I love that game. That game, it slaps right now, but you know, it's nothing revolutionary. I mean, I guess the most revolutionary thing in that game is that you can play as anybody, but besides that, it's like an open world game, you know? GTA's an open world game. Assassin's Creed, and it's like, it's mostly like most other Ubisoft games, right? And that to me goes to the whole industry. Whenever a new platform fighter comes out, it's like great. It's like Melee, or it's like Ultimate, or it's like Brawl. There's nothing really new and creative coming out, and if it is, it sucks. It sucks compared to what's already been done in the past. I think that's the less messed up platformers for me. That game revolutionized platformers for me. I can just go back to playing my Mario Maker. I wanted more Celeste, because that game was great, and I want more great games in this day and age. And I feel like we have not been getting great games in this day and age. And I feel like it's a scary thing whenever you realize something that you've been putting your heart and soul into for so many years, or something that you have enjoyed for as long as you can remember, and it kind of starts to fade away, or you're just not enjoying it as much as you were anymore. Like for me personally, I wanted to make more real life content because I love video games, and I'm still gonna stream for 5 hours, 3 hours. I can make those shifts, it's perfectly fine. But I wanted to make more real life content too, because games in today's day and age are just not gonna cut it. And it's really scary realizing that, especially whenever the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S came out, and everything else like that. And now is the time to really push the next gen capabilities and everything else like that. You know what I mean? To get your hands on a 120 Hz monitor, 4K Ultra HDR, so you can play Miles Morales swinging through the buildings. And only just to get your hands on that and realize that you're not enjoying it the way that you thought that you would enjoy it, it sucks. And but I want to say that I do have a hope for gaming in the future. Recently with my Xbox Series S, I've been playing a whole bunch of games, right? I think it's the feeling of like, wow, this is great, but I've kind of already experienced this. We haven't had anything to really blow our minds yet, you know? I'm gonna review so many games, right? But I've also finished Guardians of the Galaxy. That was my first ray tracing game, so like when I first saw the water and the reflections, my eyes were open. I was like, this is next gen. But other than that, I've seen the reflections on the clothes and all that on PS4, on Xbox One, on PC. We've seen all of this before. So it's like, yeah, it's new. Those load types genuinely blew me away. I wish I recorded my first reaction to loading up Naruto Storm 4 and seeing the reaction. It's instant. Like, bro, there's actually like no load screen in that game. That's crazy. Anyway, but other than that, it's like we've kind of been here before. You know what I mean? Games, they kind of feel dull, unless you're playing like an online multiplayer game with your friend. Single player games are also in a whole different ballpark. But even though games aren't as fun anymore, here's something that I do want to say. I am very hopeful for the future. With Microsoft acquiring so many companies, with Sony doing their own thing, with Nintendo doing their Bayonetta 3, Kirby the Forgotten Land. Those are the two I'm waiting for, so I can't even list anything else. But I feel like most of these companies are gonna knock it out the ballpark whenever it comes to the 2022 or 2023 or 2024 years. I feel like we just have to get there first. And even though gaming kind of feels dull, I feel like they probably got something spicy cooking up in the background. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with nostalgia. Nostalgia is a really big thing, a really big factor. I still remember getting my first PS1, my first original Xbox, my first GameCube, my first Wii. It was great, and now that I'm growing up and I realize I can just go work at 9 to 5 and go get this stuff myself, it's not the same. It's I feel like one of the reasons why we value games so much from like when we were little to now is because games were scarce. If I got fucking Brain Age on the Nintendo DS and that was the only game I had to play Brain Age. I had to. I had no money. I couldn't go out and go buy Starfy or Super Mario Brothers or Kirby or Bleach in the whatever. I couldn't. I was just stuck playing Scribblenauts. Okay, and that's a true story. I was stuck playing Scribblenauts for like the longest time. Now that you're older and like you realize like, you know what I mean? There's something that makes it so much less special, realizing like I can just go out here, spend my paycheck on this Xbox Series S and go get my next gen ray tracing games, only to realize it's half-assed and you have to pay for $60 DLC. Like, and don't get me started on the microtransactions these days. I haven't been playing so many multiplayer games just because of microtransactions. I laid off I'm gonna make a Paladins review because I fell in love with that game and I fell out of love with that game. I'm recording in 4K, so I have to probably cut this video and everything else, but hold on to the hope, man. Hold on to the hope. Without further ado, this is why I think that gaming is kind of going downhill for now, but I feel like we will see a rise. I'm going to continue making gaming videos and everything else. this time next day. Thank you for watching. Peace out.